What's up, ladies? Hello, hello. I'm just checking a few things out to make sure that we are live in all the places because we're going on my Facebook page, my group that she's in charge of business, and we are on YouTube. So welcome to this important topic that we're going to have today. And it is all about tools and skills to run a successful online business. And for some reason, it is not coming up. Oh, here we go. Gotcha. All right, perfect. I can see you. Welcome. All right, ladies. So we're going to talk about this hot topic because let's face it, so many people want to grow a business online, and like, who doesn't want to these days, right? So if you're joining me live, jump in, make sure to say hello. If you are catching the replay, what's up, replayers? Make sure to drop in and let me know. And we think we need all the tools, right? We think we need all the tools and the skill sets. And I'm really going to tell you that, frankly, it's just not true. And I'm going to bring you back to a time that I thought that was true. Okay. So walk with me as I am going to share and break it down, because I really believe that we should be really breaking down the bare bones, the basics of what we need inside of our business and what really works, right? What really works, and most of all, revenue that is coming in, right? Hi, Andrea. Thanks for joining. And so, here's the thing, I'm going to share a story that happened to me. So maybe you can resonate. Maybe you know somebody that could. And if you believe that today's Facebook Live that you're on, if you're watching live, give me a thumbs up. And if you believe this is worthy of sharing, that I'm going to be adding a lot of value because you know me and you are out on my page, make sure to drop a share below. And if you share, drop share below so I can give you a shout out. And I always put you in a raffle every week for a gift card. Lorna's here. Welcome, ladies. So go ahead and do that now and let me know that you did, and I'd love to shout you out. Okay, so here's the thing that I'm going to share with you. In 2000, this was last year, November, so 2023, that was 2022. In November, you might have been around for this. If you were, drop in and let me know. But I had lost all my social media. Every bit of it was gone. Now, I don't want to get it in a long story, but I really had to look inside of my business and say what was really working and what wasn't really working for me. Because when everything goes away and you don't get it back, some people tend to get things back. I didn't get anything back. Okay. I had to stop and rebuild from this ground zero. So let me know right now. Lorna, thank you for sharing so much. Let me know right now if everything was taken away from you, all your social media, would you start over? I mean, really be honest with you. Okay. I had over 50,000 followers, which was on different sites that I was on. Would you start over? Right? That's the question. Would you start over? And so I had to make a big decision, right? I had to make a big decision. And the decision was just this: I need to see what's working and what's not working and what I'm going to do differently to make sure this never happens to my business again. Right. And so I want you to be thinking about this as I'm sharing with you today. What are the tools and skills that you need to have a successful business online? Therefore, whatever happens to you, you still have a business. Okay. So first and foremost, I want you to keep that in mind. And if you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Becky LaFave, and I teach women how to grow a brand and influence and how to use social media to really bring that to life for your business. And so let me know in the chats below, what kind of business do you have, or what kind of product are you selling? Let me know, because I always love to know what my audience is up to. And so let's get to this, right? Let's get to this. There is a lot of tools out there, and it can be way overwhelming. And here's the thing, like, I don't want to do things in my business that I don't love, right? And that was one of the decisions I made when all that happened. I don't want to do anything that, that I don't love and frankly doesn't bring me in revenue, right? I'm going to scratch it because there's a lot of things we could be doing, right? Should we be doing them or not? That is totally up to you to figure out what kind of business you have, which best suits you. But I'm going to give you, no matter what site you're on, no matter what, these are the tools and skill set, no matter where you're at on any kind of social that you should have to ground yourself to make sure that you have a successful business. Okay. So, like I said, we think we need all the tools. No, we don't. And I'm going to prove it to you today. No, we don't. One of the things that we want to make sure is whatever we focus on, double down on, right? Whatever we focus on grows. We know this. Drop that in the chat, right? Whatever we focus on grows. So if you double down on the thing that you're going to focus on, it's really going to grow. And, if you're doubling down on focusing on everywhere, because let's face it, there's the TikTok, there's the Twitter, there's the new Reels TikTok, or not TikTok, but Twitter. There's, Instagram, there's LinkedIn. There's so many social sites. And trust me, friends, more are coming, right? More are going to be coming. So you want to make sure that you're doubling down and focusing on the one place that is really going to bring in the results that you're looking for. Because if you double down on everywhere, you won't get the results. Let's face it, we cannot afford to spread ourselves thin and live the life that we love, right? Can I get an amen below, right? We cannot. Yes, wherever your focus goes, it grows. And we know this. So if you're busy focusing everywhere else and not on the right things, you might not be growing right now. And so I really want you to hear this. So so the one thing that I learned, okay? So the one thing that I learned that I am going to be focusing in my business, which I have been in these last 8 months, I've been focusing on is what kind of content, okay, listen, what kind of content can last me a lifetime? Okay, did you catch that? A lifetime. What can I create now that will outlast the algorithm, that will outlast, the 3 seconds that you have to catch somebody's attention? That also, here's the next thing, that also brings me in leads and sales. Okay, because what are we doing our business for? Yes, we're here to impact humans, but why we impact, we deserve to get what? Paid. Okay, that's what a successful business is. She impacts and she gets paid. She impacts and she gets paid. We do this through a value content, right? And so let's talk about the tools that are necessary to run and have a successful business. Tool number 1. Things that we need in our business is an offer that makes you money. Put that in the chat, ladies, an offer that makes you money. So if you're doing a live, if you're doing a post, a reel, I don't care where you're at. Do you have a tool, okay, an offer that allows to give value, okay, allows to give value, and your offer is $50 or above? Now, I don't care how much it is, right? But you got to have an offer that is $50 or above. Why do I say 50? Ladies, we are here to serve, but we ain't here to be free, right? The knowledge that you carry is somebody else's gift. Okay, so this is so important. We want a business that provides a service that offers, and it should be something above $50. Now, you can go up to $10,000. Like I said, there's no glass ceiling here. We're entrepreneurs, right? And so we want to make sure that we're at least giving something, because a lot of people say, oh man, that was great, but how do I get more of that? How do I get this? And you don't have an offer that makes you money, right? Important, number 1. Number 2, your selling method. Do you have a selling method? Which means, what is the process in someone that wants to do business with you? right? If they're interested in do business with you, what is the process? So what this could look like is we're going to reverse engineer this process, right? And so let's say you're going to put a post out, reverse engineer. Why am I putting this post out? Right? Are you thinking about what you're putting out there before you just place it out there? Right? We don't want just any milly thing out there. If we're going to spend our time, our effort, our brain power, our value, right? We want to make sure that we're reversing engineering this so it goes back to something that adds a value where they can make that they can say, yeah, where do I get X, Y, and Z? Where can I work with you? Where can I, do we have something like this? Whether you're doing a live video, what is the purpose of what you're doing right now? Right? So it could be grab a consultant call with me, a complimentary consultant call with me. It could look like, hey, I got a link to my masterclass, which is a reminder here, ladies, that I do have a link to the masterclass. So if you are looking to go deeper with me on this, I have a complimentary masterclass. Make sure you put masterclass below, or if you've already signed up, let the ladies know, like, you're in. Yes, you're in. Let us know. And what that's going to be about is I'm going to teach you. There's no fluff either, ladies. This is not going to be one of those things that you're going to go, that was great, but it really, you're going to learn how to qualify your buyers into getting the leads and the sales in this. This is what I've been doing for the last 8 months, doubling down. Okay. So I want you to understand what I'm teaching you today is going to fall into this as well. So if you want the masterclass link, drop it in. I'll make sure that you get it. Okay. So the next thing is really, do you have a link to a website? Maybe you sell a product, right? And you're talking about your product and they're like, well, how do I buy? So I want you to think before you post, do videos, masterclasses, webinars, any of those things, what is the process that I'm bringing them back to? Every time, and you know what, I'm going to tell you right now, every time I do anything anymore, there is a purpose. Okay, because I'm here to serve my dream client to the highest. I don't want to waste her time. And frankly, I don't want to waste my time. Right. And so I know what she needs to really get it done. And so I'm going to teach her that process. And so here's the thing, number 3 tool that you need. Okay. One of the most important things in order to have a business is number 1, qualifying method. Do you have a qualifying method? Now, I just talked about this, that you need to have a qualifying method. So when you reverse engineer, do you have a qualifying method so that you have something that doesn't get lost in the feed, that is not gone, that you've captured somebody, okay? So this is a tool that has been a game changer in my business. And so this is where you give a ton of value to really, that brings in the credibility. And everything is about that online. It's a noisy place. How can you showcase the credibility of your information, gain influence, right? So this helps you gain influence to a buyer, because she's raised her hand and said, yeah, okay, I'm qualifying myself. So number 1, do you have a qualifying method? If you don't, I'm going to recommend you join that masterclass, because that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching you. Number 2, an email list. Okay. So when everything fell apart, right? Like I told you in the beginning, my story, when everything fell apart, do you have the foundation put into place? If everything was to fall apart on social media, that you have the foundation, the infrastructure, hold up, that you own, right? Because listen, we don't own this, right? We don't own this. But what we do own is the infrastructure of our email list. And I'm going to have to say this, and some of you might be offended, but I'm going to say it anyway, because if you are, it's because you need to hear this. And I'm a girl that's going to share you the truth and nothing but the truth. And that's just who I am my whole life. Her name is She's in Charge of Business, right? And I want you to be the same way. If you don't have an email list, you don't have a successful online business. Okay. I want you to hear that, because if you're just hoping and wishing that somebody sees a post or somebody sees that, it's not going to work for you. Thank God that I listened to my coach a while ago. Now, was I 100% great at it? No, I wasn't. Okay. I'm just going to keep it real. But in the last 8 months, have I changed that? Absolutely. Okay. And I'm going to share with you exactly why. And so, that's one of the things. Like, this is probably, this is where you capture all your leads. This is where you capture your buyers, right? These are people that have raised their hand to you. They've already qualified themselves. Because why? They got to opt in to whatever you said that you got that they freaking need and want, right? It's a different feeling when somebody comes to you and says, yes, girl, give me that. Yes, girl, I need that. Then you hoping and praying that whatever you put out there is going to work, right? And so that is what a qualified buyer does. She says, yes, give me what you got. Okay. So that's one of the biggest assets in your business besides a customer's list, which is a customer's list. Okay. When you think about it, your email is a customer's list besides having a list of customers. That's totally different in our business as well. Okay. So if you don't have either one of those, like I said, you need to get into the masterclass, right? So drop in masterclass to get the link. It's coming up in September the 12th. September the 12th, you'll get the link and you'll be able to see all the details on that. Okay, so make sure that you get to the masterclass. Okay, so number 4, here's the skills that you need. Now, we went over the tools that you need, but here's the skills that you need, okay? The skills that you need. Number 1, messaging. Messaging, right, is the hugest part. And this is an ongoing, growing thing, right? This isn't, I'm going to know it right away and I'm going to know. This is something that you got to constantly be growing. Okay, it's constantly evolving. You are constantly evolving, so this is constantly changing. So how do you talk to your dream client? How do you talk to your dream client where you can build your brand in that community, right? Well, that's what we're doing online. We're building a brand and we're building a community of our dream clients that raise their hand and say, how can I work with you? How can I buy from you? I want what you got, right? So my dream client is a women entrepreneur, women in business that sell products or programs that know that, you know what, she is really in charge. She believes, even if she's not totally 100%, she knows she's in charge. She wants to be in charge of her life. She wants to be in charge of her business. She wants a full life that she loves, can give, and really is a go-getter and works hard to get it. She sees the value of her own self and wants to give value, right? That is my ideal client. So you really need to be clear on your message. And we go way deeper. Like, the client messaging is so deep. I mean, that's one of the most important skill sets. If you don't have messaging, really everything else you're just wasting your time. So you really got to get good at getting a clear message. So why? Because everything goes on a post, everything goes in a live, right? How do you support them? How do you turn them into buyers is with your message. So we got to get clear. And, just today, Lorna said, man, you always know what to say. You always know what to write. You always know what to put out there because I know who my ideal client is. And that's what I attract in to my world, right? That's when you know that you're hitting your mark. Okay. So we're not talking about just motivational posts. We're not talking about that, right? We're talking about the deep work that woman says, man, were you in my dreams last night? That were you in reading my diary that, you see all my pain points, you hear my cries, you hear the life that I want to live, right? That's when you know that you are really, truly working with your dream client. Okay, tip number 3 is, I shouldn't say tip number 3, but it's the 3 tips. Like when you're giving value, just like I'm giving value to you today, I'm really pouring into you what it is that is really going to bring you success in your business, right? These are the tools and the skill sets. Now, everything else is an add on. If you have time, right? What I'm giving you today, if you have time to add the other things, then do those things. But these are the necessary things that you have to have a successful business. Okay. So you could be like 3 tips to X, Y, and Z to get A, B, and C, right? You're delivering the value and your audience wants and needs it. I remember when I first started in my business, I really didn't understand this. I didn't have any guidance. So I was just throwing anything up that just kind of casting out in the sea of things, doing live videos, sharing what I loved, and figured out who I really wanted to serve, who I really am inside, and who I wanted to speak to, right? So that's really important that you are delivering what she needs, right? Because you don't want to just be wasting your time, right? Do what you love and make a revenue from it. So, skill set number 4, how to communicate, right? This is such a big thing in the world that we live in. And a lot of people don't know how to communicate anymore. They're always on their phone. They don't talk to anybody. So the skill set is important. And really, all you got to do is be yourself. You don't have to be a salesperson. If you set your business up correctly, you never have to be a salesperson because you're always selling. We're always selling, ladies. And if you set it up right, people DM me and go, how can I work with you? God, I love you. You're speaking right directly to me. What do you got? I want to work with you. How do I get in? How do I do X, Y, and Z? Right? That's when you know. Now, is that the only way? No. And here's the beautiful thing is like, that's why I love the qualifying method is because a lot of times it can be automated, right? I get sales on automation. If you show up in the masterclass, I'm going to show you how I get sales on automation, right? I don't even have to, they close themselves. Seriously. It's awesome. I'm just going to say it. It's awesome. People close themselves. And it might be a little conversation over in Messenger, but that's not the only way. But here's the thing. If you can really build trust, here's the thing. You have to build trust with your audience. You have to build trust with people so they want to be able to buy from you. They see what you got going on, right? And they see that you're committed. They see that you're showing up. They see the value in you. And they know that you can really help them because they've already seen it. Okay. So Lorna is already in. Yes, girl. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So number 5, how to close like I said, this is one of my favorites is how to close we just talked about this. Utilizing a qualifying method. 1, they close themselves because I've already built the trust. I've already built the credibility, the influence with them, right? Number 2 is really when you're on a live video, webinar, masterclasses, challenge, all the things, we have to learn how to close. And really, if you've done the first steps and you've been showing up and giving value and having communications with other people, like I said, most of the time they close themselves. And secondly, maybe it's just having a conversation of really, do I have what you need, right? Because if I can't fill the need of you, that's the buy-in decision. It's plain and simple, right? If they need what I have, it's a close. And maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, maybe a year from now, because I'm still here, because I take my business seriously, right? And I'm here to show up and serve. So that's some of the things. And you want to think about in the categories that I gave you today, what are some of the things that you're like, man, I really need to get stronger at this right now? What is one of the things that you need to strengthen yourself in? Figure that out and double down on that, right? Double down on that and get really good at that and keep moving forward. So that is the tools and skill sets that is really the foundation to your business, to having a successful online business. And so if you haven't heard and you're just jumping on, let me share with you really quick. We are having a masterclass coming up. This is a complimentary mastery class where I am not going to be fluff. I am sharing exactly what has worked for me in this last 8 months. And I'm going to really dive deep. I'm going to give you some numbers. I'm going to give you what's worked, what didn't work for me. But you don't want to miss this, because if you are not getting qualified buyers, okay, leads that lead into sales, then you want to make sure that you grab this masterclass. How can you grab this? Drop in link and I will make sure that you get the link. All right, ladies, if you thought this broadcast was amazing and your friends would love this and it gave you a lot of value, please give me a thumbs up, hit that like button and share this out. And if you shared this, I will make sure to say thank you. And I'm going to put you in a raffle for a gift card. So thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, if you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the chat. I'm always here in my DMs as well. Have a great day, ladies. Talk to you soon.